just yet.
Yeah, it's still in the RMR.
Yeah, exactly.
We felt like it was. You know, we were watching. We're like,
it's a taste
let's
of
get Ancient. Let's get round 30 Ancient.
But here we are with Chance versus Sinners. I would say a better chance than that versus Copenhagen Flames. Sinners definitely punching upwards in contrast to the Flames, whose form just looked undeniable. But honestly, NiP, and don't hate me, Swedes, but haven't been super impressed with them as a team so far during the RMR, and I think they've had a bit of an easier road.
Yeah, I agree. And I think one thing at least is that because they got Brollan, he hasn't been an issue. He's been actually a real shining moment, and almost every single match with him playing, I don't know, it's just been solid basically in terms of integration. So that's been cool. We have seen a little bit of change in the identity, like when the last time we saw NiP play Ancient, we saw Hampus doing a lot less lurks, which was kind of interesting. So we'll see if the team is going to evolve right before our eyes. And of course, their first challenge here, and maybe the last of the RMR, is the Sinners.
Yeah. You know, and ultimately, if they beat Sinners, then we look back at this road from NiP. It's a victory over Endpoint, bad news Eagles, lose to the Flames, and beat Sinners. It's a pretty smooth ride in terms of an RMR. And so that's why we really expect them to kind of grasp this chance with both hands and just lock it in, right? And then nobody can look back at the RMR and say they disappointed. But for now, in this pistol, we've got Shock trying to play out from Boiler. It's him versus Rez, and if there are any question marks around NiP, I don't feel like Rez is really one of them. We saw a crazy Ancient performance from him earlier in the RMR, and with that, I thought to myself, you know, this is the star that they hope to invest in when they extended that contract. Plopsky gonna do a bit of contact. Hampus, ooh, finds one through smoke. Little luck goes a long way. beastik, not anything for him, but Neofrag's got the 2K back, so this round is still very much alive, and Forcey's going to prove it with that P250 tap. But I just hyped him up, so now he's going to have to come in big. Rez, 1 versus 2. He's got a player locked into the new box, and he's got this float in Neofrag. Now, Neofrag is going closer towards that back door. Could have been the 1v1 Rez is looking for. Oh, but Forcey keeps it clean. As much as he wasn't a part of that first blunt attack into the bomb site, 2 very clean kills from Forcey.
I built my aim training routine from Rez.
Did you?
Yes.
How's it going for you?
I'm insane.
I do agree. You're the best scout player and all the talent.
Rez's aim training routine is really, really smart. And I built it based on a few different players, but his was the foundation. So he was looking so insane on Ancient. Obviously, that was his peak. You know, that's the Rez that's top 20. So yeah, he has already shown this RMR what he can do.
As has Brollan. I really like this slotting in of Brollan.
Yeah.
And it's very nice to see that Brollan going on an interview and saying, like, oh, this feels better. This feels like home. Within Swedish CS is where he wants to be. It's where he wants to lay his roots. But down goes Hampus. He got a headshot in a smoke last round. This time he is down early.
Well, look at the progress that Forcey's made off the scout kill. That's 2 dead on A, and they know they were all just focused in on lane. Could still, of course, be one inside the halls, but they were working on clearing that out as well. Right now, they're taking it slow because there is a mid smoke. I don't know if that was smoked maybe from B, because it doesn't seem like there are any mid players right there. But either way, clear sight, easy plant.
Easy second round.
I'm going to call it 2-0. Yeah.
Safe bet, Launders. Safe bet. NiP and Inferno, any red flags we should be aware of? Anything you got to get off your chest?
I mean, not really, not a super special Inferno, I would say. So I guess there's that, like beatable on Inferno. Some other specialty maps, like I think their Ancient CT side was actually unbelievable. Their T side Ancient was rough, but honestly, T side Ancient as a side of a map is just really rough. It's very hard to look good on that map right now on T side. But overpass, you know, for NiP, there are some maps that stand out. Inferno isn't really one of them per se.
We look at Inferno for Sinners, of course. Play it a lot, win it a lot. 83% win rate. And we haven't seen it yet at the RMR. So in terms of recency, you know, NiP maybe playing a little bit in the dark,
sure.
At least half shadowed.
Yeah. Just depends if they've even practiced versus them. It's very possible, but we don't know. A lot of times, Tier 1 teams are not practicing against other Tier 1 teams because they will play them in live events, so they end up playing a lot versus the Tier 2 teams, and that's how you know, beneath the surface, a lot of these Tier 2 teams actually get better, and how a lot of people can see it coming when they're about to reach the point of being able to take big wins.
That's why NA comes to Europe.
Exactly.
Get better practice.
The whetstone of NA is Europe. All regions, to be honest.
Technicality of a round here. Esatag on the Deagle. We got the smoke and 2 flashes that could maybe make this interesting if suddenly they just pop in at the right time. But Sinners, they are indeed running into the stack site. They're kind of throwing caution to the wind. Stuck around the corner, though. 2 headshots come through that smoke. One for Forcey, one for Neofrag. Rez is still boosted on CT. And I feel like with those 2 kills, suddenly Sinners know they can just pump these brakes. There was like a second and a half there where things were getting sketchy.
Yeah, it looks like they still want to just continue B, but it's always good form just to pause for a second, especially if you're outside the site. The CTs will start to normalize the rotations back to the other side, spread it a little bit, watch their flanks as long as you wait. But Rez is still up here on the boost.
It's what they want.
Yeah.
They're just getting what they want. Zedco down after 1. Brollan comes in. Spams Neofrag up close on smoke and takes a face full of Shock's AK-47. Now, yeah, they did pause. They did wait. And I think that's one of the reasons it prevents them from losing the round. But NiP going to be very content with that success. 3 kills off just a Deagle and a P250. 5-7. Minimal investment. Decent return. Now the game begins.
Yes. Now Sinners know that they've got a much harder round here, but that execution looked pretty good, as competitive as NiP made it. Listening for info on mid, and Brollan wins his first duel on Banana. Oh my goodness, it's already begun.
There he is.
Brollan be rolling.
The Wonder Child. Zedco's got an answer here towards middle. Hampus being flashed. Awkward moment for him. This could be a good chance for Sinners to keep the train going. A trade back from Shock means man advantage NiP, but open A site.
Yeah, they don't know it. The CTs are actually quite scared right now.
If only they knew.
Oh, the craziest part is they're actually all rotating because they have this enormous gap on lane and halls.
For all they know, we've already got Sinners sitting inside this A site.
I was going to say, and listen, they're actually just sitting back on T-ramp with the bomb at the moment. But I think, yeah, it's really good practice here for NiP to go and clear out mid after they've done this, because they made such a hasty rotation, and they'll spot one. Not only they spot one, they shoot the bomb. So now they have info that the bomb has not picked a site.
That's NiP not being scared, playing proactive enough to just regain map control, and from having nothing on A site, closest CTs in their spawn, with the possibility in their head of like a bomb plant happening at a moment's notice, now they got it all. But Shock will still lurk through middle into the waiting hands of Plopsky here on Arch. Clean headshot from Plopsky as well, survives that test, and beastik in a 1v3 now. He's got the utility to block off Plopsky, and killing him is one step better. He's going to sprint around on short perhaps, but time is becoming an issue, and if Brollan were to tuck, then he's got this guaranteed.
Oh, wait.
Should have seen the arm.
I think his teammate at least should have seen it, but it seems like no at all.
Oh, everybody's a bit too scrambled at the moment. beastik will have a bit of cover for this bomb plant. He's going to get rushed in from Brollan, guns back up.
Not bad.
But the wall bangs there from Brollan. Still a plant, it's something. Sinners, not an awful first gun round.
Didn't think he would even be able to get that far, so at least he'll take that little bit of money. Great round from Brollan, of course, with this spams down Banana. There will be more of that, I promise.
Big victory in an immediate 5 versus 3.
Yeah, he is a great player to be able to send down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good Molotov. Landed in pit.
You know the lineup now. Oh, so we could. Oh, he did see
Saw
him.
the elbow, yeah.
So that means his whole team
Should have.
someone should have. Someone should have.
It's good old tunnel vision, Lunders. Oh, that poor chicken. Caught between 2 mollies. Brollan gonna peek behind one. Ooh, dies to the MAC-10. Plopsky right on Brollan's back. And that offers Shock an opening into the B site. Again, an open site off of kills, but again, a little hesitancy from Sinners. They're going to go ahead and throw up their smoke grenades. Hampus can't do anything other than throw his own utility in front of them and hope that maybe the coffin challenge works. His next closest rotator not moving a muscle. Essetag's still worried about mid. Hampus taking a lot on his own shoulders.
Man, they're almost depleted of grenades right now, so Hampus can play quad if he wants to. All the nades are on the A site, so depending on the speed of Essetag's rotation, he could also support. They've at least got the ability to smoke CT spawn, so that's huge. But it's about to be the B site, and actually Essetag's getting farther and farther away from it.
Hampus waits and waits. And with just enough time on the clock, he goes for that peek.
Oh, but
2 players ahead of the bomb planter guarantees it. That's Sinners in a very good position now.
Yeah, they actually, NiP were very convinced it was going to be a late A hit there, but yeah, at a certain amount of time, they had just not enough info, I guess, to make an informed decision, so they decided to risk it. If Hampus pulled off some heroics, I guess he could have won that round just from quad by himself, but no nades for himself either, so. I guess it makes sense. That's 4-1 Sinners, even though the one round that NiP won looked great. It's 1 of 5.
Looked great because of Brollan and that banana aggression. They tried it again this time. If Plopsky's able to get back around the corner, then maybe it's okay, but heavy emphasis from Sinners on banana. And a heavy price tag here for NiP.
Price tag, you say?
I feel like Sweden kind of has the same problem right now that NA does, and that is that we don't have...
we have great pizza.
Okay, well, all right. First of all, they've got kebab pizza, so that's an argument for the Swedes. I got you guys. Secondly, op players, man. North America went through this period where, like, op players, just far and few between, and our desk talked about this, you know, obvious, huge role to fill with the absence of device. And I feel like Fnatic went through that same problem as well before having to go international, picking up Smooya.
Yeah, they tried the Jaquinho. They tried the Smooya.
It's just there's a gap
JW's
here.
just sitting there.
There's a gap. There's a gap in
He's waiting.
In the op stars. But now we've got Junior, so it's all okay. And the North American Monacy in OC. Very passive round here from Sinners. No peek down B, as we saw in the back-to-back rounds from NiP. Essetag just sits back and waits for that peek.
NiP just hoping there will be something involving brackets, but yeah, 30 seconds, and you know there hasn't been any control taken. You know, maybe it makes sense to start rotating over. They're going to peek it to mid now. They'll see one player in ults, but beastik comes out of Boiler to cover his teammate.
Oh,
what a friend to have. They kill 2 on A, and oh, now they start rotating out. They didn't see bomb, but people had pistols, so they didn't want to make that decision. Essetag alone,
he can win this.
But he has the op.
He
10
can straight
seconds.
up win this. Barely enough time for Essetag. Just needs to stop Neofrag's plant. It's right there. Oh, but the no-scope's not going to land for him. He will still find Neofrag on the fallback. That creates this interesting spot because you've got 2 players very low. Rez then dinks the third. Everybody left from Sinners, super susceptible to this kill, but Forsey blinded, lands the op shot, and suddenly Essetag just feels like he's so boxed in because he is. They are everywhere and yet nowhere to be found. They all just stay tucked. They realize a stiff breeze could blow all 3 to the wayside of round 6. And beastik, awesome round from him. Gets 2 kills, covering that mid push inside of the brackets, wraps onto Arch, and then locks in CT spawn.
Yep.
So close, NiP, and yet so far.
That was a very selfless move, you know, to run out of Boiler because he could have got shot from anyone on that porch setup, anyone on Arch, and someone did flash for the mid guy, but he just prioritized getting that trade, and it ended up getting him 3 kills in the end, and his team winning the rounds. All the B guys just started rotating madly after he got these first 2, and that made things a whole lot easier. Sinners off to a flying start. NiP back on full guns. Don't want to see the CT side get too plasticized. When we saw Brollan push down Banana, that was the one big move of the round, and that was all they needed. In some of these other situations, NiP have just been kind of waiting for the round to come to them.
Push into the apartments, nets them a frag here for NiP, so double man advantage. You just alluded to it, Banana aggression, a couple of rounds. Well, here we get it in the apps instead. It still works out. Can they get their second off of this? We're going to get a grouping of the Sinners players. Definitely still enough firepower here that if they take down this B site defense cleanly, then it's just hold off versus retake. Minute on the clock, no commitment off of those missed op shots. Still a good amount of utility for Sinners, and no movement from NiP. They're not afraid of that contact.
Yeah, they're cool now. They just have this win condition that they get that opening kill, or in this case, 2. Then they have now earned the right to play passive, which is true. It's on Sinners to get that shovel out, dig up some ideas.
Attack starting to get curious here. Doesn't want to leave it to the final few seconds on site. Easy pickup from him. That's bomb confirmed and dropped. Rez gonna lay down some utility as beastik tries to make contact, but the sniper and attack good for 2, and Forcey's gonna have to go and run. 6-1 at the moment, but not able to get his op running in this 7th round. That is still NiP trailing, but at least now only by 3.
A lot of these rounds are running the clock down, not using very many grenades throughout the round, I think, from both the T and CT side. And early action is the key for NiP. So far, the one thing in common between the 2 rounds they've won have been these banana pushes. It's not something you have to implore every time. And maybe they're afraid of Sinners instantly squeezing for top mid control if they take banana heavily. So they probably don't want to throw it in every single time. But it doesn't feel like Sinners are playing too reactionary when it comes to that. They're trying to chill, sometimes wait for an option they want, and then execute on that site, kind of despite what NiP could be doing. Just get the kill, wait out the numbers. An update as Bad News Eagles are up 12-2.
Making quick work of ASG.
Wow.
Quick work. Bad News Eagles, obviously one of these fairy tale type, stories here at the RMR. I do believe they've got a little bit of a chance, man.
Okay.
Tomorrow's matchups could get really interesting.
I think both updates we've seen so far, they've just been owning the other team.
You never know at the RMR. You never know. They could play the loser of Astralis and G2, because one of those teams is going to be playing tomorrow. That's our best of 3 after this one. But for now, speaking of upsets, let's keep our eyes on Sinners, because they've got a comfortable lead on this T side, but they don't have eyes on Brollan. And as that smoke fades, Brollan's got good contact. Esatag missed shot, comes back, recovers versus Shock, then loses his head to Zedko. Rez can't activate fast enough to punish the fallback, and Forzey's now posted on the angle. So if Rez is thinking about it, he might not want to. Draws a B player over. It'll be helpful to NiP that they saw that bottom mid was so clear. Remember how close Brollan was pushed up and no contact seen from Sinners?
Yeah. Okay, right now they're leaving B totally open. So I think it would be better if they went back and tried to. They don't know if Brollan's on banana somewhere, but I think they should keep it open because now they're getting smoked out of mid control and they can go and take bracket. A lot of the grenades are being used at A. I think this is NiP trying to lure them into actually taking the A site because there are actually still 3 here. But now a smoke will come down on Arch. Hampus will half rotate. NiP are playing with very low information once again, but they've done a good job of winning via the clock. We're past the 30-second mark, and now decisions have to be made.
Oh, Exec comes in. This is Sinners on the A site. Plopsky, back site. Rez in pit. A decent crossfire could be held. That's a little bit of information gained, but a desperate jump in from beastik means Rez is just so comfortable on this one, swinging for 3, his 3rd, 4th, and 5th of this map. And I mean, beastik just jumping down from balcony like that, yo, Rez is gonna gobble you up every day.
Yeah, and I think Hampus knew that he could cheat that rotation a little bit, knowing that they can't go for an arc trap at a certain point too. So you can start to get towards B a little bit. They use a lot of grenades, and then they have a great crossfire between the site and pit to hold on to. And that Sinner's attack didn't look that convincing, so that probably helped. You know, they had 4 there versus the 2 and didn't even get a single kill.
Nothing. With the guns and the better utility. So that could be a bad sign of things to come from Sinners. They'll have to pay the price with pistols here in the 9th. Brollan. Every round, dude, it feels like he's pressuring this properly.
Yeah, and he makes those spams look so consistent.
Got caught once. The same round, Plopsky was right behind him, and they both died. But barring that, B belongs to Brollan. Plopsky peeps the push. And a very tempered round here from Sinners. They've got at least the banana control, but they've just got nothing to do with it. So then Shock is caught on jumping cross.
Yeah, they seem to just wait. And here, of course, you know, Brollan's smart enough to realize, okay, we can push him. Let's go and feign top B control. Let's kill the guy that we can see at the top of B if he wants to keep peeking. Meanwhile, A site, well fortified.
Hampus easy does it. Bomb dropped. Ooh. Stops the spray, resets for 3. That's a lockdown in top middle, and sure enough, NiP on recovery mode.
Yeah.
Closing that gap, only 1 round the difference.
I like that Brollan didn't play fully reactionary there. He just kind of felt, oh, you're not going to make a move. All right, I will then. All right, let's smoke top. Let's smoke top B, take over car control, or at least make it seem like it. Let's separate the offense a little bit, and if anybody makes noise, then we'll get full confirmation and scare you from wanting to go B site, because time's ticking and you're not doing anything. So let's put some pressure on. I think Sinners are missing a little something special to keep this lead.
It's the shock and awe of having such a strong start versus NiP. Now it's a matter of hanging on to it. Plopsky was very close to punishing that one as he locked in the fight versus CT. We could get the Brollan Plopsky banana push, but there are bodies here for Sinners, and with those bodies, they've got frags. beastik with the double. And how fast of an answer from Sinners? I mean, they could just go. They could just hit it here, now, quickly. But again, they just pause.
They don't believe. I think they always feel like it's some kind of bait. They have never jumped on an open site. And I think there's some merit to that. But one thing you can credit to NiP is they've been searching back info every time that they've lost some ground on the map. So I think, yeah, that's making it harder for Sinners.
And they pull the goalie from the A site.
I'm not sure if they felt like there was a car flash from a third B player, and that's why there was a double push.
Now, as they do think about committing to this B site, there is actually somebody committed in the back. And on top of that, you've got Hampus close coffins. So Sinners making it harder for themselves. But Esatag could, I was going to say miss again. AK fight from Hampus, not to his avail. They know Esatag's still in the back of this bomb site, but they've got a 2v1 if they deal with him now. A miss shot again. Esatag challenged, and Neofrag will create that space for the bomb plant. It is Rez in the clutch. A frag, a flash, a kit, and the element of surprise. Forsey and Neofrag. With scope already locking in on Banana, Forsey just got around the coffins. That is a door ajar for Rez. But he doesn't know, of course, where these players have gotten off to, so he's still just going to try to play it silent. Could catch Neofrag on a peek if he does it again, but instead, it's Neofrag with the headshot and Sinners with their 6th.
Wow, they work it out. They work it out. They still, yeah, they paused up. And like you said, I mean, we've seen a few opportunities here for Sinners where they haven't taken them. They try to be patient. And, oh, yeah, it'll be Bad News Eagles to win 16-2
Done.
in their matchup versus ASG.
GG go next.
GG goes next. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm actually not even sure who threw the flash when they decided to go for the double push, but both players being there, I think scared Sinners a little bit. But they won. They won versus top banana control. NiP again. They've been picking when they go for deep B control, not really even faking it every single round. Maybe they should be maintaining some presence around car. I don't know. But so far we've seen NiP have the most success when they're a bit more aggressive in those spots. Estag also dropped a pretty. I think that really makes a difference in the round there. If Estag just gets one from quad, Rez is on the flank. Rez comes on the flank. He has no smoke even, so it would have been very hard for him to defuse with an op getting away in con.
Still a Ford thereby. Take a timeout to talk out strats, and we see it again. Brollan, hyper aggressive. The smoke and the incendiary. Nothing Sinners can do about that. They've got to let him have it for now.
Yeah, they've never tried to test him, actually.
They could just go fast into A. Esatag, he's got support, luckily. Hampus and Rez doing a great job of just locking in that brackets control. Pressured from not having anything at the base of Banana, they just decide to run up into brackets. That's like one of the most explosive moments we've seen from an all-in on Sinners.
Yeah.
And it's an all-out. NiP, total lockdown.
Yeah, they were set up pretty well to deal with that. Sometimes there's only 2A. This time there was still 3, even though they took bottom B control.
Oh, 3 backs turn, dude.
Yeah. Well, too easy for the Arch player in Hampus. Just have open fights.
Sinners back to pistols. Oh, what a contrast in comparison to like getting 2 kills on Banana the round prior and then not going all in.
Yeah.
You know, hard to gauge when Sinners like to pull that trigger. That round's going to leave them desiring more, safe to say.
Feels like NiP have a pretty good idea about the money. I like the re-aggro. Again, Sinners, they haven't been jumping out logs. They haven't been jumping out into the pockets. And so when they go and search, it's just been really easy for the B players to take over control here. They're just never trying to punish them for doing this. I really think the only mistake NiP have made is just not seeing that. They basically never tested it. They could just keep doing it, basically.
Ooh, Esatag. Thought he was going to get spotted by the Deeg, but he's quick enough on the trigger.
Just an elbow.
Sees some skin, sheds some blood. All in from Sinners here on Arch side. Close support from Hampus, but nice deagle shot from Forsey. However, A1S and unarmored opponents means Hampus is a happy man. He'll survive that one, pushes his score to 13 and 7. He's been farming some anti-ecos.
Yeah.
And NiP happy to just take that lead away.
Yeah. I'd say NiP look comfortable, but they're still not winning. You know, they're still not winning. It's still a very, very close game. So I think we wrap up the half. We'll see a different side from both teams, but the Sinners are probably going to be kind of okay about the fact that they've won some of these attacks where even though they've been kind of individual rounds, not really streaked. Just a good start with the pistols and then a couple of rifle rounds here and there. But the map has just been so quiet. Okay. So quickly, Sinners come up B. And it's been the case where it's either NiP are at the bottom of B, or Sinners are giving it up, or they're taking it here. Okay, now we've got kind of nades going both ways. They're fighting for control. They're waiting for the re-aggression. And they've wedged themselves into this position at car. So they can kind of exec whenever they want to, and NiP just playing all the way back on the A side as well, not looking to take over top mid control, don't want to show off their insecurity. And time goes, but it seems like the exec could come soon. Smoke will come in. Might be a risky maneuver with... Oh.
Knife out. Oh, Brollan's caught on him.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is weird, dude. Zedco,
that was... Oh, man. That, man, they did that with no... They had no other players, and they were just... I don't know.
That's a weird one, huh?
Yeah.
Zedco pushes into the smoke, presses up against Brollan with his knife out, realizes something's going on. He could feel him. Spams away 2. The fact that Plobsky also dies to that same smoke spam, that's just... Well, that's just unfair.
That was a bit unlucky.
Forsey going to be throwing the scope up in the backside. We're going to get NiP with the retake attempt by the looks of things. They just ignite this bomb site, and Neofrag finds Rez's head. Esatag then turns that on him, and time is there. NiP jumping into this with time to spare.
Wow. Okay, they score the win. The B-side hold was a little bit weird there, but, you know, that was a symptom of they just didn't. It was the B players who want to get info, which has been good for the whole half. They're the ones who have been doing that the most, I would say.
The fact that it's a headshot too, you know, like
I know.
You know,
The first bullet.
Plopsky takes 30 damage there. I don't think he minds.
Plopsky also got a kill through the smoke, right?
What goes around comes
What
around.
goes around comes around, as they say.
Still, the retake's good. Thank goodness they had those incendiaries.
Uh-huh.
There was a bunch of fire on that back bomb site.
Yeah.
Made them uncomfortable. NiP got a lead.
Of course, Brollan was going to push that smoke, get a kill, and fall back immediately. Even if they were set up there, if they were just had any grenades out or not looking and holding that part of the smoke, that was his one risk. But whenever you're floating in front of a smoke, there's always a chance you can get killed like that.
And Zedko could have been that guy, right? You said if you're holding nades or whatnot. Buddy had a knife out.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that he
Couldn't
used
get
his
through.
body. He
Yeah.
used his body to block Brollan from getting the kills he was fighting for. That's wild. Your body is a resource. Plopsky, ooh, a little bit awkward there. Flashbang kind of keeps him off his crosshair. Brollan, though, quick trade as nobody else comes through that smoke, and we stall out 4v4. Remember, that was the one gun as well on Neofrag. And if Brollan can just keep eyes on it, then it'll have to be the Desert Eagles, the 4 Desert Eagles that Sinners have also bought up. 3 sets of Kevlar for them. You know, this is one of those magical rounds. Sprinkle in a couple D Quan shots and you're good to go, but Essetag feels that warning sign. Zedko's not going to find anything. Hampus pressed very closely to the side of Balk. It's just this little pixel gap for Essetag to raise the red flag on the A play. Finds Forsey easily as he tries to go back into the peak. Could have used that as a chance to cross, but it all gets denied now. Brackets is very much under watch between Rez, Essetag, and eventually Hampus. Short side will be taken by beastik. That's something to work with. They've at least squeezed him through the cracks of this A-side defense, but Zedko completely countered and completely alone. This is an 8th for NiP. CT side stabilizes and gets that lead back. When we think of the Sinners' success at the start of the half, this is a very strong recovery from NiP.
Yeah, they're starting to cool off a little bit.
Yeah.
Looks like the emoticons are good right now. Everyone's smiling. Most people. Almost everyone. But it's quite serious here for Sinners. They've got the... You know, this match could be, even though it's not easy, could be easier than the next. You know, and this is obviously for qualification. So, something to think about. Quick into halls goes Shock. Will not see anyone here. 3 set up at the top of Banana, and they're just, I think, giving it to Sinners to hope that they actually take it, and exact like they did just a few rounds ago.
Ooh, that's good, that's good. Quick, easy kill on Rez.
Oh, this was nice, actually. You know, late attack here on Banana. They pop with 3, and they instantly rotate over to A. Oh, there was a chance there for Zedko.
Oh, his smoke. Hampus' smoke. That's the reason Shock. Oh, gets taken down. Nice double in from beastik. Peeks around that side of Arch. And this one was a little bit quicker. Sinners got that fast frag versus Rez. Didn't wait too long. They did try to set up their balcony push, and Hampus nearly canceled that out with the smoke grenade. But nonetheless, it's the beastik 2K that should be the nail in the coffin of round 15. Brollan's going to try and fight his way out of the death box, but no, gets sent right back to it. An 8-7 half. I'm sure Sinners will be content with that. Would have wanted more, seeing as they've had openings in some of the rounds they lost, and also a very momentous start. But all things considered, we're still just trying to separate these two teams, and we know that Sinners punch upwards.
Yeah, it seems pretty unclear at this point, you know, who's going to win this map, which is pretty cool. And that last round, I feel like both teams leveled up at the same time. You know, we got a faster tempo out of Sinners. They squeezed for this mid-control into the punishing the rotators really quickly. And it was NiP who played 3B off the jump, retook Banana, just at this mid-round timing that was different from before, got info so that they could rotate, and I felt like just both teams were playing with such low info all the time. It felt a little bit gambly, and we could see a clear advantage for the team that just went for it sometimes because, you know, Sinners didn't keep one on Banana to push the punish the B pushes, and NiP just didn't push B sometimes. There's no one there. So lots of chances for both teams to have free rounds of information.
I feel like beastik of all the players from Sinners kind of embodied that the most, that go for it mentality.
Got a
Couple of
boiler,
times.
yeah.
Yep, just really popped with it. And in doing so, won some rounds. Neofrag, dual Berettas. And he's got 3 already. Going for a little more. Hampus gonna end him as he continues his reign of terror on the top of NiP's scoreboard. Still, 2 pistols, 1 player, 3 kills. Hampus gets deep around the coffins, looks to take this fight into construction. Counter-terrorists getting closer from their spawn and also one-up Banana. beastik has a smoke.
Oh,
but there's Zedko with the trade. And now Rez. Rez with his mighty Glock. Oh, insta headshot onto beastik, turns his attention back. He's gonna get faced. Gush's shock in the background. Zedko's gonna start defusing. He loses his support, so he comes off that bomb, and with no kit, it is Rez looking for this 1v3. Zedko desperate for it. He chases him around, but that is the end of this one, and NiP with a 9 thanks to Rez.
Masterfully played in the 1v3. Even the timing on there could have been a stick, but he got off the bomb immediately thinking the swing was gonna come in. Very smart psychologically, and this is a 2-on-5 after they refragged Neofrag, and that was wonderful from Neofrag. He had no one to help him. He had just had his dualies, his sandbags, and some hope.
You know, that's really the mantra of dual Berettas players, okay? You watch your own back.
They're mercenaries. They're renegades.
I got 2 guns because I don't need teammates. Of course, he needed teammates.
Yeah, at least one more.
Because his 3K
He did what he could
nothing.
do, though. Yeah. He definitely did his job.
Zedko looking for the apartments peak, perhaps. Rez. Ooh, that second flash kept the guy in front blind the entire time. Thinks maybe he can peek into it. But good to keep a player with full vision just behind him.
At least we got Sinners playing fluid and watching the mid fall back. There is still one in the alt at the moment, not jumping up into halls just yet. And Zedko will now see them, and see 3, in fact. Oh my god. Brave Man goes for it again.
Could find Rez and App still. Turns his back. Rez well timed.
Just waiting for this one opportunity. And now Sinners can just save off this. I like that they tried to gamble towards B. They kept one spotting mid. They were playing off of information the entire time, staying nice and fluid.
To the double digits. No casualties on the Swedish side.
Or the Danish side.
Or the Danish side. That's fair.
Yeah.
I feel like Esatag's also kind of American.
Yeah, he lies about it,
He lies about it. He spent a lot of time stateside.
Yes. I think
Explains his accent, or lack thereof.
Yes. I think he watched American TV. Actually, can't remember. I think.
Yeah, I remember that. I was there for that. Yeah.
Was it
watched
American
a lot of
TV?
American TV.
Now he sounds like a K Kona.
Bomb pops for a 10th. NiP gonna be happy with that one. All right, Sinners, let's see. Your map pick. Your CT side. Hampus silently just flying up this scoreboard. 19 and 9. I know for a fact.
When did Hampus get 19 kills?
I know for a fact there are anti-eco kills in there. All right?
There has to be, because
It's a little inflated, Hampus.
I don't remember a Hampus frag.
And he would say, prove it.
Prove it. Yes.
I'm on to you. Flying Scoutsman, Forsey, jumps over mid and then hits Rez down to 40 health. Completely open B bomb site. Whew. Playing whack-a-mole. Forsey, great damage so far. And if he hits Esatag again, he's a dead man. Neofrag's Deagle could actually find it as well because he's going to come out from alt middle. This is just going to boil down to timing. And Esatag gets the better of Neofrag. We will see Zedko be thrown through CT spawn, but not in time, fast enough to lock NiP out of B. The Deegs hopeful that they can find one of the 2 tagged Ts. But very tempered here from the Ninjas. They don't want to step on a landmine. Some CT player hiding behind boxes, but instead it's hiding in the smoke. Zedko, oh! He didn't think he'd been seen.
We've all been there.
Brollan's got the, he's got his youthfulness. Those eyes are still sharp.
Yeah. I switched to stretch res because my eyes are getting bad. I switched back though.
Damn.
That's why people play on stretched.
Oh, okay.
Because they're mentally boomers.
Boomer advantage.
Yeah.
Don't get too blind. I'll have to take you out to the pasture.
I'm gonna get glasses.
Oh, wait, that's my. Okay, I'm gonna get LASIK then.
No, I'm getting LASIK after, but I can't get it until I have glasses. That's what Moses said.
Oh.
He said he got LASIK, and then they put like what's that movie called? Or they keep your eyelids open, and then they put cups on your eyeballs, and then they slice your iris or something like that. And they said that they told him he had to look forward for 15 minutes straight, and then they said at one point, "Hey, look straight," while they were like slicing his eyeball open.
Eyeballs, dude.
Yeah. He said it was really smart.
Well.
And now you can see everything.
I'm no longer getting LASIK.
I'm gonna go on that path. I want to try this.
Nope. You keep your laser beams away from my eyeballs, Dr. Evil. Buy-in from Sinners, trailing by 4, a CT side that has yet to get started, but a flash means the Opper falls off of his initial peak. I understand why he goes for that. Good scout damage in the round prior, so why not try with the bigger cannon, the bigger caliber? Smoke grenades on both sides of the map. Everybody kind of cooling off. Saw this affinity from Brollan for Banana on CT side. He's looking to get back at it, but they throw a smoke deep, and that's going to cause a little caution for the Swedes, but not so much caution that Brollan shies away from it. He's just going to jump right through and see this is a ruse. It's from within the B site that Sinners hold.
Yes, and they are actually ready to hit the site now. I mean, there's 2 on Arch here from the Sinners. The guns aren't the best here for NiP, but they have a significant advantage in people. And the CTs seem to still be scared of the A site. Just this one Arch smoke is enough to hold them in place. So Exec comes through.
Neofrag turns back. Good first. Rez clears oranges, and Neofrag tons of damage. Rez could easily fall, but Neofrag does a good job of falling back. His rotator and shock takes some damage. Nade off of the mark.
Oh,
it hits
so
Esatag quite heavily. Neofrag will then kill him, so this is all Neofrag.
And they can't plant.
He's looking for a little bit more. Remember, he's already gotten Rez so low, and now the smoke fades. Neofrag on for the ace. Plopsky's in the open, and Neofrag just can't end it. So damn close, and still so damn well done. He wins the round by locking it in from Coffins.
Wow.
That is his name stamped on that one. Sinners CT side starts now.
He spammed him through the stained glass, yeah?
Did he?
Did he? He got a wall bang for that 1 kill. Was it through Coffins or was it through the stained glass? Ah, okay.
If it was stained glass, style points.
Yeah. Okay, it was Coffins. Oh man, I swear, people just they just don't know how to line this up as well as Neofrag. Everyone misses a bit except Neofrag.
It's literally just about that.
That was beautiful.
You line it up.
It's because the missiles sometimes absorb a lot of damage.
Fast one, fast one. Oh, Brollan's got an answer.
Oh, they're trying to hurt him, but he gets the kill. That's what matters more. That's what matters.
Neofrag from 100 to 0 real quick. Oh, some damage here from beastik, but he falls back.
I already feel like both teams are doing better now. We switch over.
Okay.
It's matching up better.
Finding their grooves.
Yes. They're playing more for info. They're countering each other's grenades. I think NiP's T side is a good match. They're going to be weary of this arch smoke. There's a few, I'm sure we're going to see a few times right now where this arch smoke is not going to have any T's in bracket. If they boost over it, for example, sometimes you don't want to boost over it because someone shoots you back. But if you just want to peek for info, they could potentially boost over the arch smoke to confirm it's clear. But also, 4Z is here with the op, looking comfortable on the peak. He's getting ready. trying to search this out. And oh my, well,
Clonk.
yeah, that's tough. And
Rez.
now they're running lane. There's still 2 here.
There's a crossfire to be had. Shock a little bit wary of the arch wrap. They're all over him. Shock lines them up, but no kill. Neither player able to... Look at the health. Everybody look at that health.
Yeah.
32, 37, 1 in 22.
Damn.
Each of those could have been a kill the other direction, and instead, that is the way that NiP secure 12.
Yep.
Sinners bottomed out bank accounts. Oh,
That's tough.
this is the round that could have been,
You could say,
but isn't.
well, yeah, you could say also the entry pack is really good from NiP. And even if Sinners got 2 kills on that hold, those get traded. There's still
Trade.
one rotate. There's only one rotator. You know, you're still 1v3 in that spot.
Yeah.
So NiP, it's obviously very nice to keep all these 5 alive, but they probably would have won. They did better overall. They got that refrag first on Banana.
Yes, sir.
They one-tapped the Opper on Arch. Disgusting.
Sometimes Rez do be like that.
Yeah. It just skates across your screen.
Hampus having a little fun. Generally feels like Hampus, positive guy.
Every time we see him.
Little trolly. You know, he's got that Swedish in him.
You know, as casters, we have an extra view on players that because we see how they are in person all the time.
Yeah.
Hampus is the comedian. They're all nice. The CS:GO players are hella cool.
Yes.
Very cool. People ask me, who's the worst one? I don't know. I don't have an answer. There's a couple bad ones.
But we don't talk about it.
No, there's actually not really that many. Basically, everyone's really cool. I think we have the cool, like in terms of overall players compared to all the other games that I've been to events and stuff. We got a lot of cool players.
No bias, of course.
I mean, I've hung out a lot of games. You know what I mean? I've been to a DreamHack Open or 2.
Rockstars of esports.
I think Meatheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, meatheads. But that's fine. We embrace all. Zedco about to be embraced by Plopsky. Ooh, could have been a one-tap. Still, Plopsky easily recovers that one. Brollan's been busted up a round or 2 with the utility that goes down Banana. Saw him locking into logs, something that you really highlighted Sinners weren't doing.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah, he's way less
cost of health.
shy. He's way less shy. I think I like the way he's...
Brollan's in it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mind playing with 50 HP if he gets that info and angle held.
Let's take a player like the Vice, for example. Okay, he will constantly jump out and take tons of HE damage at the bottom of Banana, even though he's one of the most, what people would call passive players, or whatever.
Like really passive.
It's really, really passive. He still does the job he needs to do.
Flash for the arch play. beastik. Buying his time here. Peeks out with the flash. Oh, Hampus! Just a 180 turns it onto the corner. Plopsky with that simultaneous balcony opening. Really unraveling this one.
Yeah.
And that is NiP with 13.
Quietly to 13. Their T attacks look pretty good.
Bro, they're strutting through this T side.
They're doing good. I mean, entries look awesome.
Taking nade damage. Shake it off.
On CT side, I was getting bored.
Guys in the corner. Shake it off.
I was kind of
Just strolling.
I feel like they were playing a little boring on CT side.
Oh.
So
You gonna tell them that?
if they listen, if you listen to the cast after you play a match, it's your own damn fault.
Yeah.
Okay? It's your own damn fault.
If I was a player,
Mind
I'd
your own
download
business.
demos.
This is for us and the viewers.
This is our house. This is for the people, not for the players. Bomb pops.
And I don't want anyone else coming for Pimp. Okay?
Yeah.
He can say whatever the hell he wants. If you listen to the desk, that's your own damn fault. Stay away from Pimp.
I respect Pimp because he speaks in absolutes.
And he says yada yada a lot.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Buy back in from Sinners. Let's go. CT side has got to give us something. They had that one round in the 4th of the CT side. Barring that, NiP having a field day here on Inferno. Sinners map pick. Overpass up next.
Oh, Jesus,
what?
Man. Okay, now we're deathmatching. I mean, with 2 oppers have just gone.
Whoa! That op flew away.
Yo, that's a T-op now. Did they nade it?
Yeah, the nade blew up in mid, and that thing just went
Oh,
flying.
they just threw it over the wall.
See ya.
They've already got the yes-op.
Now you got to go knock on the neighbor's door. Sir, can I have that back?
Then he slaps you like Will Smith.
Get off my lawn.
They will molly. Oh, it's a push.
It's a good crossfire.
They will molly bracket, surely.
And Shock's not going to have anybody to deal with inside of balcony, so you'd think that if things get a little haywire, he could also help. Keep your gun out. Neofrag in the corner spotted. Insta-kill. Zedko going to be challenged. 2 for him. Here's that peek.
Oh.
And Plopsky and Brollan survive the test of time.
Oh, I guess because they didn't have the op. There was no op there, so they weren't scared of bracket. That's actually a good call. I didn't even consider that.
Just trade with the rifles.
Slowly worked up, yeah. And their entries have been so good. I mean, they could trust them today, that's for sure.
If that op gets smoked and is just left there, then there's this uncertainty as to, like, did they get it back?
But they needed it back. Then they threw it over the wall.
Bro. NiP.
NiP.
Using physics.
Wow.
And with it, a 14th round win. So this T side, just too good. Too good for Sinners to try and handle.
Yeah.
And also, may I add, bro, that's a couple of times where we've seen Oppers just get deleted.
They're getting domed.
Rez,
Yeah.
one tap on arch side. This time Hampus from underground into mid.
Poor
Poor
Fozy is getting worked.
And you could argue he's the best Opper in the server. But the rifles are just a little better.
Yeah, he is getting worked. I mean, he didn't even click the last 2 times. He didn't even get to shoot. That's how fast these kills have been. Of course, you always take a risk if you peek into underpass with the op and mid. Yeah, Hampus is just there. His tiny little head pops up like a grape. And in Counter-Strike, the bullets come out of your face.
Is that not how it works, IRL?
Yeah, you shoot from the hip and the bullets come out of your face.
Screw your realism. This game's best. Hampus coming around the top of Banana. 21 and 11. Fire on his feet. He'll fall back. He's got teammates to support him. Brollan ready for that next volley of nades. Ooh. Frags are good. He's down to 1 HP. Oh, and beastik's going to end him.
He wasn't even really looking in his direction.
2 nades take him to 1 health. And the follow-up rifle push succeeds. I like that from Sinners.
Yes. Dude, that did not feel like they had 1 rifle with the nades they just used.
I honestly didn't notice.
That's pretty good. And beastik hands it over to Neofrag since he's low.
Neofrag takes a peek down Banana, saw nothing, but the moment he leaves is the moment that NiP start walking up Banana. So now there's just going to be this internal timing that's not going to work out. Dude, if they don't respect the smoke grenades that he has stockpiled, you'd think he's doomed. Man's got 8 health.
That is yeah, that's underrated, but honestly, it was a very careful crack spot there. He could have died to any bit of damage.
Wah.
And he also has more smokes. Oh my god, he has another smoke. Guys, he's got 1 more smoke.
Stockpiled.
Yeah, and it's coming down to 5 seconds if they want to go B, and now NiP are scared as hell because they have to go through this.
And luckily for Sinners, it's no longer just the 8 health of beastik's deagle, but A1S on Neofrag tucked into the coffin.
There's no rotation,
We know
actually.
what he's done here. This is a good position for Neofrag. He knows the lineups through this smoke.
Oh, they got beastik on quad.
Not ideal for Sinners, and the closest rotate also just dies, so it needs to be Neofrag from start to finish. This time, a safer bomb plant, no spam damage from that, and a 4 versus 3 man advantage for NiP's 15th. Neofrag gonna try all the wall bangs. Smoking a flash on Zedko. And they're just gonna have to concede. They will play versus 7 map points instead of the attempt on the B site retake. NiP's T side just keeps going swimmingly.
There's a bit of dissonance here where the idea to smoke Banana that late was awesome because, you know, by the time NiP get to the bomb plant zone, there's like 10 seconds left on the clock. But they're not watching the smoke, right? So if NiP are at the top of Banana in this theoretical situation and they have to come B, they're going to go through a smoke, but actually no one's watching it. And that's the world we lived in because they played 1 quad and 1 coffins. If they're going to go A, why even have 2 B? So in both of these situations, the B guys weren't really useful, even though they had the key piece of utility. I think they just didn't believe in their setup enough. beastik could have played, you know, maybe in CT spawn and tried to spam from there. They could have played within emo or quad with the guy who had a rifle and neofrag. But of course, it's a scary situation.
Got a dire feeling of distress. One CT round since they've swapped sides. And Brollan, no. Buddy's omnipresent, dude. 2 kills off top banana. The aggression gets shut down. Sinners, it is going to have to be desperate. Forcey's going to come sprinting over. I don't even know if Forcey's gotten a kill this half.
It's tough. But has he shot this half is the other question.
He's just getting deleted with the headshots. A barrel sticking out for the mid-peak. Rez. Oh, he gets one, but Shock's going to double down top mid. Meanwhile, we've got footing inside B site for NiP,
Bomb
but
is
no
still
bomb.
steps. And now they're just walking around inside of middle. And I'm not sure if Plopsky heard anything. He's going to catch an interesting timing here. The bomb is going towards A, which might even be the weirdest option because
this is weird.
Technically they have both sites. So now we've got lurks going on, and the player in B goes down.
Sinners have a chance.
And Shock is about to cut off the... Oh, maybe not cut off the bomb,
Nope.
actually.
It's going to be the retake instead. 2 versus 2 in the post plant. Shock could find hampus if he thinks he has time to just fall back or just doesn't even move. Oh, he will just sprint towards the hay carts, fighting as he dives down into the little pit. Shock's position not only known, but also very easy to handle. Hampus is going to come out of pit, goes back to mid, gets caught by Forcey. And now it needs to be Plopsky. 1 versus 2, both counter-terrorists coming in from mid. It's a matter of sharpshooting. And as he holds for that peak,
oh, Jesus.
Double headshot, double kill, and a first map win for NiP.
Hey, well done. Plopsky, what a 2K that was, the 1v2, and they close it out. And on the bread side for NiP, even if they lost that round, I think they showed already on this T side. They were furious. Fearless, furious, whatever you want to call it. They were hitting all the entries. They had